Why do some Latinos want to be white so bad? Now, this is a question that a lot of communities tend to ask about the Latinos. Now, while I don't have an answer for the full Latino community, I do have an answer for the Mexican community. Let's take it back to the 1500s when Hernan Cortez invaded Tenochtitlan, modern day Mexico. And something you need to understand is that it wasn't just Españoles getting off those boats, it was also African slaves. When Cortez and his men took over modern day Mexico, they implemented what is called the caste system. Have you ever heard the phrase mejora la raza? Yeah, it comes from that. Mejora la raza means to better the race. Better the race means marrying white. And that was implemented over 500 years ago. And yeah, sure, it was 500 years ago. We should get over it and stop being so colorist, classist, and racist. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of the generations are trying to break this or have broken this type of mentality. Meanwhile, you still have the older generations who do think this way because we still had Españoles and a lot of other European countries come to Mexico during the early 1900s. And these Europeans would walk down wherever there was indigenous or Afro-Mexican and look down upon them, calling them racial slurs like indios, prietos. Have you ever heard indio bajado del cerro? That's a racial slur for our indigenous people because the more indigenous you are, the more away you were from the city, the less class and education you had, and you were considered lower than everybody else. Again, leading back to the caste system, even though it's 500 years later. So why is this still happening and it's 2025? The older generation of Mexicans did go through a lot of prosecutions. Mexican Repatriation Act that happened in the 1920s, Operation Wetback that happened in the 1940s, the wet lines along with the lettuce protests that happened in the 1960s, and even though time and time we've seen again that Mexicans uniting with the black community gets a lot of things done, it's still part of the system to be racist against anybody that is darker than you. And if you're dark, they teach you to go lighter, to aim to be lighter. So if you marry somebody that's lighter than you or white, you're saved. Now, again, I want to emphasize that this is not everybody in the Mexican community. A lot of people have been breaking this mentality, especially in the country of Mexico. The country of Mexico has been more accepting to our indigenous people and our Afro-Mexicans. Mexico has always been a melting pot when it comes to different nationalities and ethnicities. That's why many people are trying to break this thought process that was implemented again over 500 years ago by colonizers. So if you see a Mexican with this type of mentality, it's a colonization mentality that they still have yet to break. This is why it's important to speak on the history that the colonizers tried to erase, to educate one another so the next generations to come know where they come from and they stay united. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.